Hi, my name is Dale Turner, and I teach a variety of accompanimental guitar styles here at Hollywood's Musicians Institute. And that figure you just heard me playing is modeled after a track called Neon by John Mayer, using a very percussive, groovy thumb and index finger plucking style. Probably heard it first played on an electric from his album Room for Squares, but more recently on the live album Where the Light Is, live in Los Angeles, which actually opens with John Mayer sitting in front of the stage with just an acoustic guitar playing Neon. So we're going to break down and analyze and try to get a handle on the thumb and index finger technique that makes up this whole groove here. And we're going to actually first do it by breaking up an open E minor chord, only focusing on the 6th and 4th string octave. Okay? It's important to position your plucking hand in a way over those two strings where it feels almost like you're strumming. Okay? So you're rotating at the wrist with your thumb protruding out a little bit so that you can give a healthy slam down on the E string, resting up against the 5th string. Digging in kind of like that so it gets some power. And you can see my hand is moving back up. You want to hook the 4th string with the tip of your index finger. Really try to get an even sound between the two movements. For all of these kind of moves, I really recommend you practice in front of a changing mirror, if you have a mirror on your bedroom door or something, so you can clearly see how your plucking hand fingers are lining up with your strings. But let's try this first figure together real slow so you can concentrate on the movement. I'll count you in at 8th notes, 3 and 4 and. Okay, we'll speed this up in a little moment, but I'd like to do that once we get all the 3 elements together so you have a nice 2-beat pattern to focus on, and we can work on grooving that out in unison here. The second half, or the next third of this example, you're still going to be using your thumb and index fingers in alternation, but now you want to cross over to your 3rd and 2nd strings. And for me, this is the most complicated part of the whole thing. Thumb, index, index. Really look in your mirror again like I'm suggesting so you can really focus on the placement of the thumb as it gets to the G string. Let's play it together real slow. 3 and 4 and. Okay, the next step, of course, would be to try to speed that up just enough to where you're close to John Mayer's tempo. It will start here and then see how far we can get before it falls apart. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the last touch for this plucking hand pattern is a real aggressive smack with the thumb on the 6th string. At the exact same time, you're planting your index finger on the 3rd string so you can catch it. But you also want to do the same thing to the 4th string. 3rd string, 4th string, 3rd string, 4th string. Okay, let's see if we can play that together very slow. Again, looking in your mirror, concentrating on how your fingers are lining up. 3 and 4 and. Okay, let's see if we can now slowly speed that up to where it's a little closer to John Mayer's actual tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now that you got the 3 nuts and bolts of this plucking hand pattern, we're going to stick them all together now, and what you see is 2 beats of 16th notes actually. Okay? And it's the exact same 3 bits, so don't get intimidated by seeing all the extra activity on the staff there. But we're going to kind of build this up real slow, and I'm going to actually slap a little harder right on beat 2 and 4 to kind of cop what feels like a snare drum hit, a backbeat of a rhythm section. So let's get this going real slow and then build it up in a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is even slower. 3, 4. Okay, here's that same 2-beat passage. One more time, a little closer to John Mayer's tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, you might have realized now, we're only dealing with 4 strings here that we're playing with the plucking hand. So truthfully, any chord voicing you know that involves those 4 strings, 7th chords, whatever it may be, you can kind of start trying to get a groove going with any of those shapes. For now, we're going to just do it with some basic E minor inversions, which you'll see in the next figure. Right here. Okay? Okay, you can take those same 3 inversions that we just played and actually use this plucking hand movement to kind of carry them up and down the neck to get an interesting groove going and have some fun with this thing. And then we'll take it to the next level in a moment. Building it up real slowly. I'll count you in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to do that same example a little bit quicker. Well, actually a lot quicker. John Mayer's tempo is actually upwards of 100 beats per minute. We've been doing it much slower. Let's see if we can kind of lock into that groove here. I'm going to get my plucking hand moving again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so as I mentioned a moment ago, each one of these thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, index, these 2 fingers, they've only ever been playing the 6th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. So 7th chords, extended chords, suspended chords, some of those sounds are actually what John Mayer is using in Neon. And he's also tuning his 6th string down to C, which we're not going to do here. But I'm going to show you some voicings you can use to kind of cop the flavor of some of what John Mayer's doing in Neon. And they're all, again, only going to be on the same string set. So here's a nice, tasty C minor 11 we'll play through first. Then we have an E flat major triad with an A flat in the bass. B flat sus4, notice the thumb fretting on the 6th string. And lastly, G7 flat 9 with a B in the bass. And what I would encourage you to do is try to work up that same kind of plucking pattern and see if you can kind of carry it through these chords. You'll have trickier shifting, and again, like I said, definitely practice this in front of a mirror to kind of coordinate all the parts. And then if you can speed that up, then you'll be as good as John Mayer, or at least in the ballpark. Very complicated technique. Again, I wish you the best of luck with this. I had fun. I've learned a lot just trying to dissect all the mechanics to this. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I do hope you visit us sometime down here in sunny Southern California at Musicians Institute. Thanks very much.